So when we talk about Jeffrey Epstein, the question really is not about Jeffrey Epstein because we know he was a sex trafficker, and we know he died. The question is about his enablers. The question is about his financiers, and the question is about the people he hung out with. We know he's good friends with uh, uh, Donald Trump. We know that Trump was also good friends with John Casablancas, who ran another sex trafficking ring, or what appears to be a sex trafficking ring of the elite model management. And there are tons of pictures of Trump out and about with clearly underage women, and the other reports are coming forward. So don't let anybody fool you and think that it's the questions about Epstein and Epstein's criminality and his trial. The question is, what are the documents relating to Trump and his group? So let's talk elsewhere of what's going on. The Trump is trying to divert attention and saying that the whole Russian interference in the uh, uh, 2020 election, or the 2016 election, was false. But he seems to forget that Mike Pompeo, who I think at that time was a director of the National Security Agency, or a national defense, or was uh, part of the group, along with little Marco Rubio, who's appeared to be a complete fraud as a person, and as a person who has any spine. Both found that the Russian interference in the election was accurate. It was true, and it was designed to help Trump. For him to say other than that now is putting his Secretary of State right smack dab in the middle of a bullseye, uh, uh, based upon what he found and what he said earlier. Meanwhile, talking about little Marco, let's turn to foreign policy. Rubio and Trump have said that they're going to impose penalties uh, on Brazil for continue the trial of prior President Bolsonaro. The new president, Lula, has said to the world and to Trump, "You were not elected emperor of the world. Keep your goddamn hands and keep your thoughts to yourself. This is our business. But if you were down here and done what you did up in the United States, you'd be on trial here for criminal conduct." Meanwhile, uh, little Marco is denying the visas for the justices of the Supreme Federal Court of Brazil, in a move that is designed to show something. Maybe it's some degree of toughness. Who knows? Meanwhile, Canada on its tariffs is uh, essentially turning away from American products and hurting American companies, and they have turned to a Buy Canada um, effort. And they're finding, as it turns out, that they like the Canadian products just as well or better. And as Canada reduces its or increases its trade, better said, between and among its provinces, they expect to add about $200 billion to their gross domestic product this year, without the United States. Um, the You should read, find out when you can, about the ICE and their latest uh, criminal conduct of putting people in cages with little food, water, no sleeping facilities, little bath facilities, no shower facilities. That this is the way that they want to be remembered of how they treat people. There's an article about a fellow who was picked up out in California, James George Retes, Retes, who was working in one of the California marijuana fields. ICE surrounded his truck. They broke his windows. They tear gassed him, and then they pepper sprayed him. They held him in detention for 3 days, and then they let him go because he was an American citizen and, in fact, had served in our armed services. These are the types of criminals and gangs we have following Trump's policies, instead of the values that we hold dear as fellow Americans. Um, the uh, the King Philippe Denmark, or Belgium, I mean, not of Denmark, has said that the continuing attacks by Israel on Gaza and Gazan facilities is a direct attack on humanity, and it's a disgrace to humanity. We can't overlook this. That this is what Trump and his people are doing. It's just mindlessly bombing and killing civilians wherever Netanyahu seems to think it's somehow appropriate. Uh, I'll leave this for today, and we'll see what else starts to develop with respect to Epstein and the rest of this gang sometime later on. One other thing I should note is there have been mass defections and people leaving the Defense Department because Hegseth has no idea what he is doing. Having these people leave and Hegseth alone means every day is more dangerous for us as U.S. citizens because Trump appoints people who have no idea what they're doing.